Hey there, I'm Weena Cullins, a leading therapist and relationship expert in the DC metropolitan area. My clients call me their professional best friend. For over 15 years, I've been helping people through some of the messiest personal and relationship issues. So everywhere I go, someone is always stopping me to ask me one quick question. Today is no different. I just received this direct message from Nadia. Let me fill you in. Weena, I'm a 21-year-old college senior with a passion for understanding mental health issues. I've been dealing with anxiety and depression since I was in middle school, and the internet has taught me so much about how common these conditions are when you've experienced past trauma. While I know firsthand how anxiety and depression are serious enough to get treatment, my parents have shown a lack of support by refusing to acknowledge that there's anything wrong with me. They don't support me seeking therapy, and they refuse to participate in any conversations about how things I experienced during childhood may be contributing to my poor mental health. I'm still pretty dependent on them while I'm in school, which makes it even harder for me to heal. Weena, how do I deal with my mental health trauma while managing unsupportive parents who refuse to acknowledge it? Hey Nadia, I'm so proud of you for the work that you've already done to better understand yourself and what you've been going through. You were on point for going online and finding out more about depression and anxiety. There's a lot of misinformation and public opinion that you may have to wade through, but there are also lots of licensed, seasoned professionals like me that have made information available for you to read, listen to via podcast, or understand through interviews and live segments. I hope you came across some personal testimonies that helped you to know that you're not alone too, because you're not alone. More than 264 million people suffer from depression worldwide, and over 17 million adults in America have had at least one major depressive episode. You might be surprised to learn anxiety is the most common mental health disorder in the U.S., affecting 40 million adults. An estimated 31% of all adults will experience an anxiety disorder at some point in their life. Before you ask, no, it's not weird to suffer with both depression and anxiety. Many people do. Let's talk about your family situation, because it might be a generational or cultural issue. Mental health awareness has come a long way with your generation, and we still have so much farther to go. Your parents and your parents' parents may not have been taught to diagnose the mental health problems. And if you're a person of color, it may be even more taboo to see mood imbalances and certain responses to stress as a clinical issue that deserves a formal label and may require some medication to help manage the situation. In some cultures and communities, mood and personality disorders are still considered rich people problems or fake problems, which makes it hard for those family members who believe this to relate to those who don't. I'm sorry you feel so unsupported by your parents, but you don't need them to validate your experience to know it's real and to seek support in other ways. Here are a few tips. Have you checked out your college's counseling center? Most campuses have one, and as long as you're enrolled, you can take advantage of free counseling services. Yes, I said free. It's included in your tuition. So even if you live at home, you can schedule some sessions with a counselor there. If this is your first experience with therapy, I want you to have an open mind. It's not easy to open up to a stranger about your most vulnerable experiences. And some people doubt that if the counselor or therapist doesn't look like them, talk like them, or isn't close to their age, that they won't be able to relate. But that's not how therapy works. I'm thankful that all heart surgeons don't need to experience a heart attack to know how to fix a patient's heart, and all therapists don't need to walk in our exact footsteps to lead us to a healthier path. I can assure you that your experience will be pleasant because the work that you're going to do is hard, but it's worth it. If the first therapist isn't a good fit, try and try again until you find the right one. If you can't go to your campus counseling center, ask your parents if you can see your health care insurance card. If your health care is covered by them, you can possibly use the insurance to see a therapist that's in your network, like your pediatrician or primary care doctor. You may have to pay a copay of 20 or 30 bucks, but if you can buy pizza and wings on the weekends, you can scrounge up a couple of dollars to see the therapist. I know I'm asking you to make some seriously grown-up moves here, but the best investment you can make is in your own well-being, and the sooner you embrace that, the better. Now about your parents. I want you to try your best to shift the focus away from gaining their acceptance and put your energy to better use. You can talk about the hurt and anger you feel in therapy or with a trusted friend, but you can't let your negative feelings about their lack of support hinder you any further. I know you have a vision of what support looks like, and they haven't lived up to it. But I need you to see past your expectations to be present with your reality. When we reach a certain age, our health is our responsibility, no matter what contributed to its decline. I'm hoping that one day in the future you'll find the middle ground with your parents and get the support you always wanted. Until then, you're a graduating senior. I couldn't be more proud of how far you've come already, and I want to encourage you to keep pushing through. Keep seeking support online. Journal to understand where you are emotionally, and know that family isn't exclusive to who we are related to by blood. Create your own community of support and be a support to somebody else. If you want to learn more about how mental health stigma is affecting certain communities, visit WeenaCullins.com or go to MindBodyGreen.com and read my article entitled, "I Refuse to Label My Crazy, The Cost of Being Brown and Poor." You can also purchase my in-home product about dealing with trauma and unsupportive parents at WeenaCullins.com/shop. Subscribe and hit like below, and follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest at Weena Cullins LCMFT. If you're in the Maryland, D.C. area, you can always schedule an appointment online at WeenaCullins.com to come see me in person. But I also encourage you to comment and send me your quick question right here on my channel. You can also send me an email at hello@WeenaCullins.com. Until next time, take care of yourself and the ones you love.